Hi kids, do you like violence? Do you want to play Wolverine with the profanity silenced? Well, you should, because otherwise Insomniac developers will be sad and go cry to games media about how they're being targeted in hate campaigns of unprecedented criticism. But if instead of that you'd rather dive into the topic with me, then stick around, because in this video we are going to get into what exactly is going on with Wolverine. Why exactly is it that so many people have been criticizing promotional clips from the studio and selected content creators? What are gamers roasting about the game? What's causing this massive wave of criticism, and especially, why is it actually no one's fault except for the studio and their publisher, with a long history of bad decisions that their critics have been warning about for years now? Because that's really what this is all about. Insomniac doesn't get it, or at least they say that they don't. They're just crying about it online to journalists, and then games media are making this out to be nothing but some weird phenomenon of toxic gamer negativity. Quote, Marvel's Wolverine is another victim of the internet's endless gaming negativity. But really, if you just put away the bias and the blatant manipulation behind that title, which we will be breaking apart in just a minute, everything has a trail that is very easy to follow behind all this. None of this is unprecedented. People have been loud and clear for years about the soyification of Insomniac, if you will.
Where's Mr. Sumida? Oh, he just left. Something about going on vacation?
What? That's incredible, Haley.
Also, while you were gone, I found out that I got the Rand scholarship.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro, that's like a full ride. Well, big day for everyone.
It's just that they don't listen. In fact, they do the opposite. They fill their staff with even more idiotic hiring decisions who do not belong in game studios, and yes, I will show you all of this today. And you know, regardless, people can pull up numbers all they want, because of course if you go by sales alone, Wolverine might do well. After all, this is a big Marvel property that sells off of the name alone. But the thing is that much like with Spider-Man 2, these budgets are getting bigger and less justifiable with each new release, requiring more and more millions of sales to satisfy corporate, while ignoring criticism fails to satisfy gamers. And so while Insomniac might have gotten away with it with Spider-Man 2, eventually the rubber is going to meet the road, just as it has with many other games and IPs across AAA who also refuse to learn their lesson. Let's get back to that article title, because fellas, it really is something on two whole layers. Yeah, I don't have to be so pedantic with this stuff, but just to show you how bad faith these people are. Quote, Marvel's Wolverine is another victim of the internet's endless gaming negativity. First, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 was too open world. Now, Marvel's Wolverine is too linear. Okay, first of all, you absolute gonk, nobody ever complained about Spider-Man 2 being too open world. Right off the get-go, these people are already lying because that's all they know how to do. Lying and obfuscation to draw away attention from what people are actually criticizing. And this is because what people are criticizing cannot actually be fixed internally, and they know it. Never forget that Spider-Man 2 was actually complained about for having less content than the first one had from 2018. Also, what the fuck are you talking about? It's a Spider-Man game. Who has ever seen a Spider-Man game and went, no, I don't want to swing freely in a city like Spider-Man, I want an on-rails experience. Like, what the fuck are you actually talking about? Too open world. Yeah, sure thing, buddy. You got a source for that? Oh, wait a minute. Let me guess.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Also, what exactly is endless gaming negativity anyway? Why is it that these soy boys in the games media never report on gamers praising games that are coming out? All they ever do is bitch, moan and complain about when people look at a mediocre game and mock it or have negative feedback for it. Like what just happened with Halo Campaign Devolved, what happened with Mixtape a few months back, to Marathon a few months before that, and Highguard at the start of the year. All games that had articles written for them about toxic gamer negativity. Oh my goodness, it's all the time. It's crazy. Always the same nonsense, but nobody ever acknowledges when people are happy with an announcement or a release. Like, where's this endless gaming negativity for Mortal Shell 2? People are glazing this game right now. I just got my copy in the mail this morning. Same for Phantom Blade Zero. Where's the endless gaming negativity for that? Where was all the endless gaming negativity for Palworld, which just came out recently as well, to nothing but praise? Praise and loads of clips online of people just having fun doing wacky stuff in the game. And of course also gooning to some of the pals in the game, but you know, that's neither here nor there. Right? This is a judgment-free zone.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Gee, man, it's almost like if you make a cool-looking, appealing video game that looks fun, or in the case of Mortal Shell 2, which actually has a demo that anyone can play right now, is fun, then people will praise it and everything is normal. Business as usual, everybody's having a good time. But if you make shit that looks bad, or you keep associating with developers and consultants and activists who do terrible work, then people roast you. Gee, man. What a conundrum, fellas. We gotta figure this one out. You know, like, something is just not right here, fellas. You know, there's something here, and I wonder if it's just more game journalist bullshit, where once again, if you don't like the kinds of games that they want to push, then you're a toxic gamer, a chud, a grifter, etc., so on and so forth. And of course, if you do like some of the games that they absolutely do not want to push, like Lords of the Fallen 2, then you are one of the worst people that exist. And that's a quote, by the way. Ah, but Days, what do you mean? Well, let's go through it, but just a warning, guys, I haven't been bookmarking this stuff because I wasn't even going to make a video on this until Games Media decided to join the party with misinformation and blatant lies. So what I'm going to show you right now is little bits and bobs of stuff that crossed my feed, but not at all the full splendor of the fun times that people have been having roasting this game over the past few days. But, you know, definitely enough to make sure that Insomniac doesn't have any more doubts, you know, about where the problems are. If you find yourselves enjoying the video, by the way, dropping a like or commenting is a huge help for the channel. Now let's break it down. At the end of the day, the big issues making Wolverine a laughingstock come down to two main elements. Number one, poor execution, making this game look just lame, like that's it, lame and old. You know, something rushed during development, which we actually even have context for because 2 or 3 years ago there was that big Insomniac games leak, and we saw that they were getting squeezed by Marvel and PlayStation, trying to get them to crank out multiple games before 2030, namely a Wolverine game, a Venom game, and then Spider-Man 3. I think Spider-Man 2 DLC even got scrapped or reappropriated or something because of this. But anyway, regardless of this having impact or not, that's number one. Poor execution that doesn't reflect something people feel like spending $70 on, especially when there's so much competition right now with multiple other games to choose from. And even games to replay, like I've been thinking about Dying Light every day over the past few days. It's kind of, I got all this work to do, I got videos to make, I got these other games coming out that I should cover for you guys, and my mind is just like, hey Dez, let's play Dying Light again. Shit, in Dying Light the Beast, you can even play as Wolverine, kinda, because there's these weapons that you can wear on your hands, it's like these claw-type weapons, and Kyle Crane is just such a beast in this game. They're just running up goddamn walls, jumping rooftop to rooftop, clawing the crap out of zombies and enemies, dismemberment included by the way, triggering the beast thing that lets you do super jumps and shit, like, whatever, I need to shut the fuck, I need to get back to this video, otherwise I'm gonna stop recording and go play the damn game right now. So, number one, poor execution, the game looks gay, I mean lame, sorry, maybe both, you pick. And number two, soy. Way too much goddamn soy in this studio. In fact, they ain't even Insomniac anymore, they may as well call themselves InSOYmniac. Right off the get-go, people haven't forgotten that this game has been worked on by Sweet Baby Inc., that toxic, parasitic-ass activist consultant group that literally just wants to make everything queer, diverse, and fucking dull, if you'll pardon my French. Oh, many have forgotten this, and I bet developers at InSOYmniac thought that this wouldn't be brought up again because after 2024, Sweet Baby Inc. started going underground a little bit, started hiding their presence in games, no longer advertising the stuff that they have done work in on their website or socials, so that backlashes like this one would not happen, driving sales away. In other words, they want to fool you, the customer, the chump, the chud whose money they desperately need but refuse to serve, into buying games that you might not actually want to support or be interested in by keeping their presence a secret. This alone is bad enough, but don't worry fellas, it gets worse. This is also the game that Mary Kenny worked on, another prominent activist in the games industry, who said, quote, "There are so many LGBTQ developers and we want what players want. To design experiences that tell the player that we're here, we're important, and we belong. In order to do this, we need to pull every lever that we have, characters, community, support, mechanics, to make it so." End quote. What are you, gay?
Gay people are just like me and you.
I know.
How many times do I have to tell you that?
Well, you tell me that all day, how I'm just like all the gay people.
Gay people are the same as everybody.
No, you mean, you always tell me specifically how I think you're just calling me gay. It's one of the two.
It's not an insult. He thinks it's an insult.
No, I didn't mean it.
Why would being gay be an insult?
Yeah. I love gay people.
Yeah, I know.
I was just asking. I'm not even saying anything. I was just wondering. No problem with that. But I do have to say, I'm very sorry to burst your bubble here, but this isn't what players want. Nobody gives a shit about any of this. Again, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I frankly don't even know how I have to put this into words. I have no idea. How is it even possible that this sentiment can exist in AAA where budgets, especially for InSOYmniac, are reaching upwards of $300 million to make a game, but you got people working at their studios who think that what players want is to know that gay developers exist.
What are you, retarded?
Let's just get to brass tacks here, and by the way, in InSOYmniac, you can take this section of the video as free consultant work from an actual gamer, okay? So here it is, pay attention. When players are looking to buy the next Wolverine game, they're not here for any weird narcissistic, "We're here, we're important, we belong, we need to pull every lever of LGBTQIASS plus QOL53 kickflip 360, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? If we're looking to buy a Wolverine game, we just want a Wolverine game. If we're looking to buy a Spider-Man game, we just want a Spider-Man game. If we're looking to buy a Ratchet & Clank game, we just want a Ratchet & Clank game. That's it, it's quite simple. But apparently not to InSOYmniac. Apparently they don't get this. So they pack their studios with these kinds of people and consultants too, to boot, and then they tell them, hey, make a Wolverine game.
So I know you're not retarded, but what are you, Down syndrome?
And what, they think that this shit's not going to seep into the game? You think the soy nature of the people that you're hiring isn't going to make your Wolverine game soy? Take this guy, James Stevenson. He's from community or marketing or whatever. He went on social media to cope about all this and say, oh my goodness, the algorithm is so bad. This is so bad. Oh my god, the mental health of the developers. This is a disaster. Didn't you think about this beforehand though? This is what I don't understand, and I mean this genuinely. All these people are very well aware that everybody hates Sweet Baby Inc.'s bullshit in their games, which is exactly the same kind of trash that Mary Kenny peddles as a writer. So these people are all very well aware of all this. Again, the consultants stopped noting which games they work on specifically for this reason. People started picking up on it and criticizing it and making huge backlashes online. But somehow, these companies will still contract them, invite them over to their studios to neuter every cool thing that their games have to offer, and then What? They expect nobody to complain? They expect nobody to notice the soy in the game? My dudes, we are at a point where we don't even need to see the names on the credits to notice this kind of garbage content inside of the game. Take this for example, all it takes is to look at Logan. Does he look cool? Does he look badass like the comics portray him? Is this Wolverine game taking advantage of all the badass parts of this awesome character and making the best damn version they could possibly make to deliver a killer game that a dude shells out $70 for and feels satisfied? Fuck no, he just looks like a soy boy. Then we get posts like these from Insomniac themselves advertising that a key part of the game's story is going to be to explore Logan's feelings and emotions and all his nightmares and meet the man behind the claws. So that's like 2 points of soy layered on top of one another. Then you start looking around some more and you see Sabretooth. You see the scene with him and it's just embarrassing. Someone retweeted this video making fun of the voice acting in it and it's actually so accurate.
You want to call the shots? Kick Essex's ass! Take charge! You won't! You just give a shit when it suits you! You don't even want to be here. You're right.
Tell this asshole if he wants to learn how to make my product, he's gotta do it my way! The right way!
I speak English.
So you understand what asshole means! Now go get me my phenylacetic acid! Asshole!
How long is it gonna take you to get him what he needs?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Several hours at least! I can wait!
So that's 3 points of soy now. Then you look at this goofy scene that was also shared introducing Mystique, and you got Logan kneeling with his hands up against a bunch of morons with guns, just low-level grunts as if bullets were a significant hazard. But this is just done so that Mystique can reveal herself and take out every mercenary in the room single-handedly. The choreography alone is awful, it's slow and clumsy. All it does is show two things. Number one, these mercenaries aren't worth a damn. I don't know how much Dr. Evil is paying them or whoever the villain is, but it ain't worth the money, okay? And number two, that Mystique moves like a fucking tank. You got tank-ass Jordan over here flipping over the little... tank ass, but actually no ass at all. Oh, actually it's three things, because then you also got lingering shots showing Logan just staying on the floor, on his knees, instead of, I don't know, getting up and start slicing. But, you know, I get it, it's kinda like with Spider-Man 2 and all the soy in that game, where the director, someone who used to be passionate and had his priorities straight over in the first game, decided to make MJ a prominent hero in the story OP AF.
She's OP. And if she's a little OP, I don't give a shit. She's fine. I don't care. To the point where I say, we're going to do it. I don't care. We'll cut other stuff because I want to make sure that it's important to show her be a capable hero.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what he has to cut out. If he has to cut out good parts of the game just so that it can show MJ kicking ass, then he's gonna do it because that's just how he is so cool. Oh, brother. So I get it, you know, they're just doing the same thing here where it's like, nah bro, step aside because it's time to let Mystique shine now. And you know, people like Mystique, that's the thing. We love Mystique, but you made her look like shit. It's too bad that they have this meta level thing where it's like, oh no, we love our female characters, man. We wanna make our female characters shine, man. Yeah, dude. But then when it comes to that level of respect for designing the same characters, it's just not there. Because they straight up went and made this motherfucker look like a whole ass man. Like, my dude, look at this. Look at this right here. That's a dude. Ain't no way to convince me that that ain't a dude. That right there, that's the kind of back that you smack when you are with your boys. And I said the back, okay? I'm not talking about the back side. I'm talking about the back, you know what I mean? When you meet up with your boys, you know what I'm saying? Once again, you haven't seen them since the last wedding or the last baptism or whatever last family event. And then you come up behind them and you just... Atão, caralho! I don't know, maybe you guys can't relate over in America, or maybe it's more of a Mediterranean thing. Either way, that's a man back right there, fellas. I know what I'm talking about. I studied men's backs back in the... Okay, pause. Alright, that's too far. If I catch any of you fucks clipping this, I'm looking at you, Mr. Hardcore Mode. You're clipping my little things here in my show and you're putting it on your show out of context on a little fucking soundboard. I'm onto you.
We need to reverse the culture and change it to be like, bro, if you make a convention where only straight people can go to the convention, bro, there's already gay conventions. There's already furry conventions. A straight convention? Bro. Decembro. my boy Decembro, he'll come in with me. Decembro, come on in here. Tell him how much you love women.
No booba.
No
booba for you.
Decembro.
Right now.
No, Decembro, you're supposed to like tits.
I'm onto you. And know this, I'm clipping you too.
This looks cool. Awesome. It's all about how you present yourself. War dogs, big dudes with guns. I like big dudes with guns.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Shut the fuck up. Present yourself. War dogs, big dudes with guns. I like big dudes with guns.
Whoa, not cool, gang.
Anyway, where was I? Ah yes, Mystique looks like shit. InSOYmniac once again strays further away from designing a graceful, good-looking female character, and how could they not? They keep hiring people who, for the life of me, I do not understand how they still have a job. Remember Concord, fellas? How could you forget, am I right? You know who else remembers it? Sony does. They lost hundreds of millions of dollars with it. Did they learn any lessons from it though? Apparently not, because character artists from Concord ended up now working at Insomniac. I mean, look at that. She even put the little thingy over there saying, "Working on Wolverine." Like, what are you doing? Let's do some quick math for it. You got Concord, the industry's biggest disaster to date. One of the reasons why it got criticized so heavily was the terrible character designs. And so you go to that studio and you hire character artists to come and work on your new game. Are you dumb? Do you need some milk? This is like me walking by a closed-off restaurant with a sign that says, "Shut down due to overwhelming food poisoning allegations," and then I call up the cook and offer him a job at my snack bar. But yeah, no, sure thing, Mark Stevenson or whatever your name was, it's the algorithm, right? It's the algorithm that's bad. It's the algorithm, guys. The algorithm is crazy.
A logarithm is so bad. Wow, the logarithm goes in extremes on that website. Wow, the logarithm goes in extremes on that website.
There's totally no way that all this mockery and criticism towards Wolverine is justified. Totally no way at all where InSOYmniac themselves could be accountable for any of it. No. It's endless toxic gamer negativity. The algorithm is crazy. Shameless self-promotion, you should definitely go watch my Angry Joe video from last month. Moving on. InSOYmniac lives this really lovely life where they think that just because they're old and they've been around since the PS1 times, they got some kind of higher status. But really they got jack. If anything, they are garnering a bad fame from stupid decision after stupid decision. From Spidey 1 to 2, they botched MJ for literally no good reason, and by the way, they botched Peter too. Now, Black Cat's design survived, sort of. But then they made her gay for absolutely no reason and took her out of the goddamn game. They just put Black Cat in the sequel to remove her. They were establishing something more interesting in the first game plus the DLCs.
Now can we talk like human beings?
This feels pretty human to me.
I know what's on those drives you're stealing.
Look at you, brawn and brains.
You can't give Hammerhead the last drive. Once he has what he wants, your son will just be a loose end. Let me help you.
What are you thinking?
Stall him. Give us some time to find your son.
I missed you. Glad we're back together again.
Not like that.
Shame.
So, about your son, is there a chance I'm...
Later. For now, let's find him. When he's safe, we can talk about that. Keep in touch, Spider.
And we...
Do you ever miss this?
What? Me getting shot at while you steal things?
I really tried going straight. Got a job that didn't involve breaking or entering. Even started wearing sweatpants on weekends.
I wondered where you went. Must have been hard for you. Especially with a child.
I need to go deeper, if I'm gonna find him.
Let me help. If we're supposed to be working together...
Some things I do better alone. Some things. This is the place. I know it.
If they spot us, it's over. We need to take them all out. Like we used to. Quiet as a cat.
Sneaky as a spider.
Then with the second game, they're like, oh fuck, we gotta get Black Cat out of the game, okay? She's too hot, and plus she has chemistry with Peter, which Big Bertha from the consultant company doesn't think that we should have in the game, so instead of playing into that kind of drama with Peter in the black suit, maybe straying closer to Black Cat or something, let's instead just put one mission where we play as Miles Morales. Thank God for Miles Morales to be in this game. If not for him, we wouldn't be able to get rid of secondary characters. And so let's just put her as part of Miles Morales' story, right? And she just shows up in one mission where she announces that she is now gay, she has a girlfriend in Paris, and needs to leave forever without saying goodbye to Spider-Man. Yeah, that's it. That's perfect, guys. Perfect. You are all geniuses here. And you know, Big Bertha is going to be real happy about this because she cannot stand seeing attractive women in spandex. In fact, she cannot stand at all. She starts sweating. Guys, it is what it is. An unapologetically great design for Mystique? No. You can't have that. Instead, you get Johnny Concord over here. Yeah, you get Marilyn Manson over here. There you go, blue version. So how many points of soy does all that accrue the studio? I don't even know, but I think we're already at like 20. Nah, I'll be graceful. We're at 15. But let's make it 20 with 5 extra exclusive points for more goofy hiring decisions like this lady. Advanced writer at InSOYmniac working on Wolverine. What was she known for? Bam! More postmodern activist bullshit. Because boy oh boy, this is exactly what we need working on a Wolverine game, right? You couldn't get any other writers from anywhere else. They don't exist. These are the only writers you can hire in this industry, apparently. They're all over the goddamn place, brother. There's nobody else available to write some comic book stories or some action games or action adventure or RPGs or whatever else. Apparently this is all that we've got because this is all that we see as all these major companies tell dogshit stories that are landing them in bankruptcy. Is it really any wonder why this industry is so boned? And is it really any wonder why we giggle when we see layoffs at places like this? I mean, how could we not? How many activists do you even need to make a comic book game? Are you serious? You got Mary Kenny in here. You got Sweet Baby Inc., which is a whole confederacy of retards. And then you got this chick too? What are you, fucking stupid? This is a waste of money. You only need one of them. On the serious note, this alone is more than enough to get me put off from wanting to play this crap. This is not a serious studio anymore, and PlayStation is not a serious publisher. Whatever good they had writing for them a few years ago during the PS4 generation, where they made some damn good games, it's all gone now. It's all reduced to this. They replaced the talent and the passion for completely unhinged, mentally ill, politically obsessed, and ideologically captured activists who have no business making a video game centered on Wolverine, or honestly even any other game in AAA, because these people cannot help themselves but to eject their politically obsessed nonsense into the stories and the characters and the dialogues that they work in. Beyond that garbage, there's gameplay-related things that don't spark joy either. You know, back to the thing in the intro, it makes it feel like a game that had to be rushed. Something that the devs weren't given enough time to make into something special with its own identity, and instead it's just trying to suffice. You can see it in some things, like this chase sequence. It got roasted as well for how sluggish it looks, but also how goofy the red line is, telling the player exactly where to run. Now, some people try to cope about this for the last few days. I mean, honestly, they've been coping about a lot of clips over this game. Reactions to these alone would make a full-length Decembro video. Now, some said that the red line is Wolverine's keen sense of smell. But I got two questions about that. Number one, why... I can't even get through this shit, man. What is he smelling exactly? Why does he need to smell anything? He's chasing the dude. He's right there in front of him. Is he blind or something? And number two, if you notice, the red line is not behind his target. Like, it's not trailing the target. It's already laid out in front of the target. It's just a path that you have to run through as Wolverine. So what the fuck is Wolverine smelling here? The future? Is that a new power from the X-Men? Hey, is this the mutant school? I can smell the future. If you put some ribs in the barbecue, I can smell when you should remove them. Ah man, you true gamers out there, you truly crack me up. Let's face it, this red line and the sluggishness of it all is because, once again, another staple of AAA games is making stuff that needs to be ultra easy and accessible to everyone. Forget about making a Wolverine video game that is mechanically advanced and that has creative level design. InSOYmniac needs to make sure that this game is playable even for the iPad moms that they've got working on the game itself. So, make the guy run slowly, make sure to have a clear, visible red line for the brain-dead non-gamers to follow, and please make sure to still use zip lines to cut entire sections of traversal. And hey, by the way, don't forget that this is their best. This is what they chose to show us as an advertisement to their game. Like, this isn't somebody taking a clip from a 10-hour playthrough just to misrepresent the game. No, this is how InSOYmniac is presenting their game to us. Now, of course, you could fairly say, but Des, you know, you haven't played the game, you're going a bit off the cuff here. And to that extent, you're right, I haven't, but again, this is what they are advertising. These aren't leaks or anything like that. This is the footage that they choose to have you look at and be hyped for the game. And in it, it's noticeable how the game isn't concerned with how fun it looks to play, it's only concerned to be cinematic, another staple that is very specific to Sony and their exclusives, and that it's also getting worse with time. You know, this obsession for the cinematic and the realistic, and that's why even if you shift away from InSOYmniac and you check out Sony Santa Monica and their recently announced God of War Laufe, you cannot escape bad character design, because they don't want to make cool, flashy, stylish video games with iconic-looking characters. They want to make Neil Cuckman-style narrative-driven dramas. So instead of taking Deborah Ann Woll, who is a very good-looking woman, and turning her into a goddamn action game icon, they just make her look older and bland, bringing out every blemish in her face, making her look all skinny and shit. Same with Wolverine. Instead of making him look like an action game icon like he'd usually be portrayed in comics, in a very striking style, we just get a dude. That's it. He's a dude with sideburns, who frankly sometimes even looks cross-eyed. Good job, fellas. My regards to the oh-so-talented staff over at InSOYmniac, and best of luck, by the way. There's other things that got roasted too, like this clip. I don't even know why this was shown. The dude is just running in a straight line. That's it. That's what you're doing here. You're pressing W on the keyboard while explosions go off on the side, and you're also getting little bits of XP. It's like, what am I getting XP for? For running? And you got these explosions going on off on the side of the screen, and you, as a player, you're supposed to be like, oh my god, oh, this is so exciting, oh shit. It just doesn't work. And if it was just this alone, like, I wouldn't make a point about it. I'm not pedantic. But if you've been keeping count so far, how many soy points have you racked up already? Like 37 at least. So yeah, I am going to notice this, and I'm going to add it to the list. But the one clip that got way more mockery was this one showing us a boss fight against a sentinel. And it's just that same old classic boss fight design that we've seen 1,000 times before in video games since we were kids, where there's a platform and the big giant enemy is behind it with just the upper body visible, and then the motherfucker just slams the arm down at you, and it keeps the arm there for a little bit so you can run up and smack it. And then he comes down with the other arm, it pow, the other arm. And then he leaves it there a little bit, okay? And you go in there and you smack the other arm a little bit. And you just keep rinsing and repeating this until you stagger the big enemy. And then the big enemy comes down on the platform like he's got a headache or something, like, oh. And then you do a big special hit that does more damage. Again, man, we've been there and we've done that since video games have been around. But then you look at the budget that Wolverine has been projected to have back in the Insomniac leak, and the damn thing is into the $300 million. And so then how are we not supposed to laugh? Now, let's even say that this is inaccurate. Let's say that they only spent $200 million. I'm sorry, it's still hilarious. Like, you're $200 million and you're making fucking Ben 10 boss fights in your AAA Marvel blockbuster game? How are we supposed to not laugh, Stevenson? It's ridiculous. Like, say what you will about Spider-Man 2, and oh my goodness, is there a lot to be said about it because of all the garbage in it. Like this, remember this? Like, yeah, sure, the director couldn't just put in MJ a bunch of times with their OP weapon. In the alleged Spider-Man game, you also had to go around as a deaf chick painting murals on walls.
I don't give a shit. He's fine. I don't care. To the point where I say, we're gonna do it, I don't care, we'll cut other stuff.
But hey, again, at least in that game, the big boss fight against the big giant guy, which was in the intro against Sandman, was a big showdown. Not a lot of gameplay complexity or anything of that kind, but at least if you're going to give me a show, then you give me a damn show. But this shit? Gameplay 2 out of 10, showmanship and presentation 0, dollars 70. Then there's the irony of the profanity toggle. That's right, my little unhinged Eminem intro. Hey kids, you like violence? You wanna play a Wolverine game where the profanity's silenced? Yeah, that's real. They showed this a couple of months ago. Quote, if you're not much for blood, gore, and cussing, Marvel's Wolverine includes violence, visibility, and profanity toggles via the game settings. Now when I saw this, I called it out immediately, but then I forgot about it. Not much buzz about it back then at the time, but now that the studio and all these access content creators and game journalists are showing so much more of the game, people are no longer able to ignore how soy-filled the game is. And so the profanity toggle is being noticed again. See, it's such a small thing at first glance, but that says so much, dude. Like, you're making a Wolverine game, but you're thinking about a profanity toggle? For who? For people who don't even like the character in the first place then? This is the problem with modern big AAA action games. You can't just make a game anymore, you gotta think about all the people who don't like that or who will be offended with it or who'll take issue and find it problematic. And then you gotta cater to those morons by watering down your own game. But the women, they might not like the way that they get... Who cares? It's not for them, move on. Here's a hot take. If you're making a Wolverine game and there's people who don't like profanity, you don't go and make changes to the game to cater to them. You gatekeep them. You send them packing. It's easy. Oh, you can't handle Logan being Logan, and it's to the point where you can't even shut up for a few hours. It's just a few hours as you play a video game? Cool then, don't buy it. Because clearly you're not interested in Logan being Logan in a Wolverine game. You're more interested in some soft shit. Plenty of other games to try out there in that realm. I recommend the PlayStation's LGBT category on the PlayStation Store. Not every game has to be for everyone, for every demographic, for every type of person, for every type of mood or sensibility. Some games just aren't for you and it just is what it is. Now, of course, there's a cope for this too, which is, but Des, it's just an option. No, it's not just an option. This is the exact same cope as saying that microtransactions in a video game are also just an option. You're not forced to buy them, you can just ignore them. Except game systems are designed to cater to those microtransactions so that people have a reason to buy them. Some toggles are genuinely just optional and for accessibility. You can activate them or remove them without impairing anyone else's experience, but other toggles come from a much different nature where broader game design will be impacted. Like, in order to alter the profanity in a scene, you have to alter the vibe of the scene. Like, you can't have a scene where your character is going full gung-ho on profanity, you know, like a highly emotional state, and then just have a filter that removes the profanity and the integrity of the scene remains the same. So what's really happening here is you're going to have to make changes to the vibe of the scenes and the vibe of the overall game so that the actual toggle is functional, so that players are actually playing the same damn game. This has also been part of the articles that Stevenson went and whined to. Quote, "It's a relentless onslaught. Wolverine PS5 developer responds to unprecedented criticism." Really? After going through everything that we went through in this video, and please remember that this isn't even everything, is this really unprecedented criticism? Was it really impossible to predict or account for all this stuff during the development of the game? Is it really a big mystery that these things are being brought up? Or the alternative? You knew exactly what you were doing all along, it's just that you didn't care. You thought that you could just have your cake and eat it too with all the garbage that you're pumping into the game and all the shortcuts that you're taking at the same time. And people just come in and eat from the palm of your hand because that's the environment that you create for yourselves inside of these studios. Toxic positivity. Everything is great, everything is amazing, there are no bad ideas, and you're all making a big hit. So of course, what, people complaining about our Wolverine game? People noticing and being upset that we are caking our studio with activists? No way, that's unprecedented criticism. Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but it's not gonna happen, dude. The modern audience doesn't exist. Not at this volume. I know, you would love it if you could just replace all of these goddamn rude, crude, immature, rowdy gamers with complacent little modern audience buddies who never complain about anything, never fuss, and are just always power positive about every game that you shove some representation bullshit into, because that's all that they ever care about, and who defend you every time that there's little layoffs, and there's a layoff and they go, done with the company, instead of laughing at you because of the shit work that you've been putting down. But it's just not gonna happen. There's not enough modern audience members to support AAA games. Stevenson also tried to throw in emotional appeals. Quote, "Oh, I cannot believe this is good for anyone's mental health." Because of course, if you go out of your way to frame all of this in a way where harm is being done to people just because of criticizing a video game, then you have everything that you could ever wish for. Zero pushback, zero negative feedback, zero bad PR, which then helps the game sell more copies, since the only discourse surrounding the game online is toxic positivity and bought out reviews. But yeah, again, sorry, it's just not gonna work. I'm not a moron. I can understand how much it must suck to toil away on a game for like 4 years, start sending out codes to previewers and hype accounts just like Mixtape did, you know, then go online to see the feedback and it's just a hail of mockery and criticism against your baby that you've been working so hard, sort of allegedly, for the past 4x years. But again, it's just a reality of the industry, and nothing is being done to you. You are doing this to yourselves. Because you look around, and there are studios celebrating success with people praising and buying their games. There's no conspiracy against you, you are just failing. And you should even be thankful that you are in big companies like Sony in this case right here, because if you were an indie or in smaller ones where the pressure and the risk is even higher, you would be cooked. Now these people in these game journals try to obfuscate some more, try to paint a narrative, you know, sawing out in defense of these developers, but it doesn't change the facts. Some of these articles even cope about it being the algorithm. Oh, platforms like X literally pay users for manufacturing drama. Shit ain't even true. Number one, you get paid for views. That's it. Doesn't matter if it's positive, negative, or cat pictures. You get views, you get money. Simple. And I know that very well. Number two, none of this is manufactured. The criticism is actually quite grounded. This shit isn't even in the realm of subjectivity. The things showed about the game do look bad, and the people found out to be working on it not only explain why so much of it looks off, but also warned that the game might even be worse than what we've seen. We didn't make them up, we didn't imagine them, we didn't force them to advertise themselves as activists, they just are. And number three, go through the individuals complaining about the game. They're not making money, they're not even monetized. There's so many people who don't even have blue checks cooking this game alive online. And guess what? Even all blue check people aren't automatically monetized either. I've had a blue check on Twitter for over a year and I'm not monetized. It's easier to get monetized on YouTube. I got monetized on YouTube within a month. Like on X, you need special followers and special conditions or some shit like that, and in the end the payouts aren't even good because the advertisers don't really like the platform very much. So honestly, this is just more diversions, more cope, and more strawmen. Let's blame the algorithm because I can't, it's how I'm gonna say it from here on out. Let's blame the algorithm because that way we don't have to self-evaluate and take criticism into account. Criticism that they've been running away from for years. And with Spider-Man 2, people spoke out clearly already. Yes, the game was mechanically sound, it was fun to play and swing around, the fast travel system was impressive, blah 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 blah, but narratively, it was a huge step back from the first game and it was riddled with nonsense that has no place in a Spider-Man game. We said, hey, yo, nice game and all that, but we hate this, like this is awful. Then as years passed and other studios worked with those same types of activists again, making the same kind of garbage and perpetuating the same kind of weak modern Reddit chungus bullshit, we kept complaining. Stronger and with less patience, because of course we are only human as well and patience runs out, but InSOYmniac decided to ignore all of this. That alone was enough to show us where the studio's priorities are. It's not in pleasing the fans and delivering the absolute best comic book game that they can, it's in continuing to associate and push ideological sludge with their woke Californian friends.
I don't give a shit.
Well, fair enough. If they want to do that, they can keep doing that, but please, stop crying. Stop going around crying about unprecedented criticism. Man up. All of this is totally self-inflicted, and no amount of coping, seething, lying, misframing, or anything else is going to change that. And that's where we'll leave this message to InSOYmniac. Thank you very much for watching, fellas. Like the video to support the channel. Let me know how you feel about this in the comments below, and hey, as usual, play and support some good games that respect you and your time. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.